You ready? Oh, maybe I should get my hat.
You ready?
Yeah, it's on.
Do you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh no, we actually ready.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Oh my god. Wow, Jesus, that's not fun.
Hey, by the way, we're on.
Well, I mean, you're like, okay, we're on, but like, we're live. You don't say that.
You need help.
Yes, a lot of help. If you please, you guys want to help me, go to the MEI.
MEI.
MEI, there you go.
Here,
See, that's the reason
I'll do you
why.
one better. Hold on.
All
I
right.
have it right here.
Perfect. So I need help. And if you guys want to vote for us, go to the MEI.
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 It's right here. MEI, and it's MEIndustryAwards.com.
Yes.
So MEIndustryAwards.com.
Yes. And go on the section that says voting.
Right here, voting.
Voting.
Consumer voting, industry voting.
So if you're in the industry, of course you go in the first one. If you are a consumer, go in the second one. And just, get a vote for us. That's it.
You done?
Yes, thank you. So I'll just say you need help.
You need help? All right. Well, since we're on the web pages already, let's just get this out of the way.
Oh, and DNF tool drawer in the bottom. That looks
DNF
perfect.
tool drawer on the bottom. I know. Hold
look
on. Let me go back to this for a minute, and I need to change.
Cincinnati with side.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's off. All right, let's go back to this for a minute. And so, first off, like always, you want to start with the show sponsor. Today's show sponsor is none other than Morel. That's right, Morel is celebrating their 45th anniversary. A lot of celebrations going on with our sponsors lately. It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Morel is the show sponsor for a couple weeks now, and we'll be talking about their products. Most importantly, get your camera up there. We'll be talking a little bit about the new Carbon Elates. So we have those here on display. We'll hopefully get to hear those really soon. But so head over to morelhifi.com for both car and home. That's right, they make home audio. I don't, for this point, don't really care, but I do have a set of Morels in my house and enjoy them very much. Also, sponsor this week.
Yep.
Grab your camera again. Is iData. That's right, iData Link. So if you're interested in integrating with your factory head unit, the Maestro makes the AR, this guy right here, as well as the DSR-1, and a bunch of harnesses from Chrysler, Ford, Toyotas. And go down some, you get A stands for amplified systems, and D stands for digital, we'll go with.
Yep.
Basically systems that are not amplified. This is a integration. B is a harness. This one is specifically for your Dodge so that you can bypass the ANC. Down below, we'll go back here to the laptop for 1 second. The last sponsor of the show is also Audio Control, making good sound great. And today on the wall we have the LGDs, both green, gray, and blue. If you don't know, you better ask somebody what those do. The LC2i Pro is right there. The Bluetooth dongle, as well as the ACR2 and 3, and of course, the legend, the myth, the thing that's just been replaced, the LC2i is still available, but its bigger brother, the new kid on the block, is definitely the LC2i Pro, with that awesome LED right there for AccuBass. So finally, it's real easy to set AccuBass.
And it comes with the bass knob.
And it does come with a bass knob, the ACR1. So there you go. Show sponsors. Gotta love it, guys.
I'm looking like a professional right here, right
D for deck power. I don't know. I'll have to ask Mark because they're gonna tell me. GZ at the moment is run its course.
Yes, I mean.
But by all means, please head over to Ground Zero.
Yes, it's right
there. We still
there.
have the 25th. We'll be playing these here real soon. We've been working on the William Berg boxes.
Yeah, that's right.
We're super close. So these are the boxes here. We have the sound treatment inside of them. Today I spent the day making these over here.
Yep.
Making the connectors that are gonna plug into them so that we can hook them up to the
this one
audio
is gonna
control.
behind this, right there.
Yep.
Perfect.
And then these will go off to their passive crossovers, and of course the audio control Rialto sitting right here anxiously waiting to go in to power those. So the Rialto 600 was going to power them. We're going to get some power out of those for sure.
We had two. Oh wow, why we had two?
Because one's yours.
Din, din, din.
What's up, El Fuego?
El Fuego, what's up, man?
So, Fernando looks like an OG.
Totally. What's going on, guys?
Oh, also, here,
Yes.
set that down. Grab the blocks.
Oh, the box.
For those of you guys that follow Steve Mead Designs on Instagram, you've already seen these. He put up pictures of them. But here they are, in the flesh, dude, I gotta tell you right now, if, you know, having a laser and, like, doing lasery things.
Okay, having a laser, but know how to use the laser is pretty cool.
But just looking at the build quality on these, okay, like we all know he's Steve, he's neurotic, but dude, let me tell you what, all right, I was blown away by how much work goes into making this. I mean, these are epoxied in, so you don't have to worry about these backing or filling out. This piece of acrylic is inset into this piece of acrylic. Dude, the amount of work that goes into designing it, and like when you're the fit, like you can't even fit a hair inside of this. This is insane. The craftsmanship is just like, dude, he's not joking. If you, I mean, granted, yes, it is physically big, so you do have to have room for it, and we do. This is for the Ground Zero build, but man, let me tell you what, it's impressive.
Oh, it's
impressive.
very impressive. All the copper.
Yeah, I wanted
Yes.
copper, so I bought the copper, and I bought these.
All the copper.
He
they
did
have,
not give
yeah.
these to us. He's not a we paid for
Yeah.
these. Granted, we are a dealer, so we do get, you know, the hats we bought.
Yeah.
And there's no dealer on these. I like this one because I like these colors. You know, when I run. And then I had him sign them. I'm not against it, man. I had Steve sign them. When you buy the hats,
Yeah.
he gives you an option if you want him to sign them. I was like, hell yeah, I want him to sign it. Why wouldn't I? So, anyways, all right, I gotta take it off. It's gonna give me a headache.
I have it loose.
Yeah, I do too, but it's screwing with me. But anyways, those color schemes. The reason why we picked those color schemes is because of Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a yellow and black. When you look at the Frostbite bike, yellow and black. So, and Steve, dude, and that's the other cool thing is like Steve's got tons of
It's
colors.
like yellow,
like,
black, and gray. That's the colors for
yeah,
the
but I mean,
Ground
you
Zero.
can get any color you want,
Oh, yeah,
man.
any color.
So basically, what I'm getting at is a shameless plug here. If you're looking for like some next level fuse holders,
Yeah.
and the turnaround time was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like I think we ordered those, and he had them. I got the shipping within like a day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like a
granted, they're
week.
coming from California, so it takes like 3 to 5 days.
No,
to
but
get
he's
here 'cause I didn't wanna
he's on
pay.
top of the game. Yeah.
And he actually had to build them twice because the first ones he built with the silver,
with the silver one.
and then he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, my boys wanted
Copper.
copper."
Yeah. So he sent me the text and it's like, bro, I got you. And I'm like, okay. And then he sent me another text. It's like, oh man, I totally forgot. This one's supposed to be copper. Remake it again. So I'm like,
Dude, he
yeah.
knocked them back out that day. It was crazy. Yeah, we're matching. Both our shirts are terrible.
What are you talking about? This is the new style.
Yeah,
You know, you
this-
can get this
yeah.
ones when you watch it.
Yeah, when you wash it, you know, when it's a year and a half old, they tend to do this. But if you'd like to get your own t-shirt, you can find that at teespring.store/5star. And here, of course, are a ton of shirts. And as we talked about earlier, you can get the Vote Fernando. You can get the I Know Jeff Smith.
Spiff.
Get that 70s
Did you
Camaro look right here at DNF. And
Yeah.
my personal favorite, do you even zip tie, bro? Haley's personal favorite, The Boring Life with Dean and
Of
Haley.
course.
The most popular one is definitely the American flag inside of the 5-star logo.
It is?
Yeah, by far. It's either
Cool.
that or the Splash. This one's
I
real
love
popular.
Splash.
Splash shirt's cool. All right. Anyways, on with the show.
All right.
I hope you guys are having a great week.
All right.
Is this yours or mine?
That's yours.
Okay.
I don't drink water. Are the JBL speakers any good?
Yes.
Boom.
They're not a show sponsor, but here it is right here. This is the new JBL DSP amplifier.
Oh, it's not a power pack?
It is not a power pack. Let's take a look at it though, because it's definitely the most unique looking amplifier I've seen in a long time. All right, check it out. All right, so it comes with an owner's manual. It comes with a cool bag. We've taken it out and looked at it several times, and actually we've been showing it to a lot of people just because it's so different. But this is it here. This is I'll put it next to my phone so you can kind of get a size. So this is the Pro Max big phone, you know, with the 3 cameras and stuff. So there you go. It's rounded on the sides here. Dude, it's weird. This end has nothing. So this is the only end. You can put a sticker on top of it. We can put a nice lasered panel in there that you'll never see. But everything is located on this end here. You have power input. So let me open the box. Let me open the box. What's in the box? All right, we have a bass knob. Give me a little lighter. Come over here. So we have a bass knob cable. I think this is the first time. Oh, no kidding. This is the first time we've actually opened the little box. This is those cool little RCA adapters.
Oh, I love those.
So like,
yeah,
you get those on Amazon. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, well, we don't have them.
Because we have the other thing. All right, so the power cable, we got a fuse on the power cable. It goes off to a 10 gauge.
Yep.
So this doesn't, the idea behind this is if you have like a factory amplifier, you can pull that out and put that in place of it. You have your USB to program it. Oh wow, it's full size.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like kind of surprised.
Really?
Hey man. And then we have the 8 channels here. Yeah, 8 channels of output here. What does it have? 6 channels of input?
I think it's 8.
No, that's 6. 6 channels of input, 8 channels of output.
All right.
But yeah, so I'm super excited. I wanted this because I want to put it into the Camaro to replace the Alpine that is in there. Mm-hmm. And our JBL guys were nice enough to be like, yeah, okay, cool, we'll get you one.
So yeah, MAG sales, pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
cool guys.
Super guys. But I'm excited because this is, now naturally I know you guys want to know like more about it and all the other fun stuff, so you're just gonna have to be patient.
Yeah.
But it's a full DSP, so you got full software DSP and all that fun stuff to play with. Oh, that looks cool. I gotta download the software to the Windows machine. I should bring that home this weekend. Anyways, so yeah, big fan.
All right. Let me see. Let me go cut up.
I like opening toys in Christmas. I like Christmas because it's Christmas, bro. That's what I bought my friend. Okay. Have you guys demonstrated the Odyssey Bit 1 HD Virtuoso? It has that up mixer for center channel, right? Yes, it does. And no, we haven't done anything with the Virtuoso. It came out right after we were doing our video on the HD, and we have not gone back to the Virtuoso yet.
I see you guys do Focal and Mustangs, but never the Flags. Yeah. Any reason why? I'm looking at the flags for my Mustang on the Fosgate T404. Actually, yes, we did. 3-way.
So all right. So here's the deal with the Mustang that you have to. Do I have a set? Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. So, couple problems with the Mustang. First off, the speaker adapters they sell for the Mustang, the F-150 rear speaker door adapters, are not going to work for the Mustang. It has to be a 1/4-inch adapter, especially when you're using something like the Flax. The other problem is that up top where the mid-range has to go, there again, it's not going to fit. You're going to have to custom make a panel to go there. The tweeter, that's like the easiest part. Believe it or not, the tweeter just goes right in. It's kind of cool. But so that it doesn't rub the door panel, you actually have to pull the whole mount off and make a whole new mount for the top one. So yeah, we have done them. They are a lot of fun. No, we are not selling these, unfortunately, not yet. Just because I know that's going to be the next question.
Not yet.
But no, I know we need to. We're working on it. We're trying to get there, man. It's just, dude, it's been so busy. Oh my God.
It's way Is there a way around plugging in that OBD2 sensor thing and still get the vehicle information head unit? We have a insurance thing that already needs to be plugged there.
So here's the deal. You can probably buy a T-harness for that.
Yeah.
So that you can plug in multiple things to your OBD2. The thing you have to keep in mind is that your insurance thing is reading the same thing that this is. When you have two things plugged into OBD2, chances are good that something is not going to work properly and you could corrupt the bus. So that's why originally when the RR2 came out, it was designed to be hardwired into the back into the CAN wires. Immediately that was a big no, because you have to sometimes unplug it so that your car can be scanned when it goes to the dealership, as well as people were getting CAN high and CAN low upside down. So with that being said, you're going to have to choose one.
It's upside down because you're going like this?
Yeah, I mean the reality is, you know, the insurance thing doesn't need to be plugged in all the time. They just need to run it for like a month or something to get your discount. If they need it plugged in 24/7, well, you need a better insurance company. And the same thing holds true for the iData. If you're running gauges all the time, well, chances are good you're not going to get a discount on your insurance because you probably got that 0 to 60 thing going, and they're looking at that too. Remember, Big Brother's always watching.
Hey, I got a DB Drive Dual AG2 subwoofer enclosure and a WX monoblock. I also got a DB Link OFC 4-gauge kit subwoofers. And any advice of that?
I was gonna say you kind of fell
I'm
off.
sorry,
there, man.
but it's a lot of stuff. I mean,
the question you just read,
it looks like you have a lot of power. Make sure your battery is good. If you're not, you probably have to add a battery. That's it, you know, and just go easy with the installation. Hey, Fernandez.
As far as I'd like to see a MOS 25 system, wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? We'd like to see some form of an amp integration for a MOS 25 system would be spectacular as well. I know there are a few that kind of work, but if I was going to make a prediction for the future, I would say that over the next probably year, so 2021, by the end of 2021, I think we'll have all our MOST interfaces. Like the MOST 50 over copper, over fiber optic, all those MOST adapters. I think we're going to start seeing those by the end of 2021.
Really?
I think so.
By the end of
2021, I think we'll see a line of better MOST options for us. And if those of you guys are going, what the hell are you talking about? MOST?
We still got 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving. But everyone we've talked to, like that is priority.
Well, they've been working on it. I mean,
so MOST is the bus system that they use. MOST 25. There's MOST 50. There's MOST 50 over copper. There's MOST 25. It's fiber optic.
It's just the information. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Have you ever put a system using 3-channel mode? Yes. One of my favorites was the Morels on the Focals. That we use 3-channel
Was it
mode.
Morel or Focal?
I'm
You
sorry.
said the Morels on the
Morel
Focals.
channel on the Focal.
You mean the Morel amplifier?
Yes.
What are they asking again? What was the question?
If we ever use a 3-channel mode.
The mode on the radio?
No, 3-channel. That's it. The 3-channel mode.
Well, yeah, but the 3-channel mode.
Have you ever put system using 3-channel mode?
Yeah, but 3-channel mode could be the radio.
I mean,
I don't know. Have you read?
But, I'm just saying.
Have you read these up here?
no, I'm going to. I'm just.
All right.
No, because
Let's do Flynn 99 right
they don't.
here.
They say they
I don't care.
that we don't answer.
All right, let's. All right, so Flynn 99. Thank you so much for the $10. Morel 692 and the tweeter. 18 Sierra with Morel mids is 4 channels, 70 by 4 watts amp. Good choice for fronts. Also have 2 subs with amp and rear. 70 watts. I mean, yeah, technically. I mean, the Morel 5-channel amplifier and their 4-channel amplifier are both 70 watts. So yeah, I think it'll be okay, especially with those. Check out the Morel amp, by the way. If you already, if you haven't bought an amp yet, then yeah. But if you have. El Fuego, love that name. $5. Just had a Rockford 1005 XAD installed in my Tacoma, running Focals, Kenwoods, And a JL 8-inch sub. Amp runs hot. Is this normal? Yes. Oh God, yes. Those amplifiers get boiling hot. All right, everyone always asks. Mini T amplifiers, those things get hot.
Like really hot.
Really hot. Like, but they have fans. And honestly, even here in this heat and the humidity and all this garbage that we have, very rarely do we have problems with them shutting off. Like, very rarely. You gotta remember that amplifier was originally designed to be put on a ATV thing, jammed up under a fairing, buried somewhere, and then just play in the desert all day. So, somewhere in your nice air-conditioned car, I think you'll be alright.
That guy far was 55 hertz.
Yeah, it was a good fart, man. It was a good fart. Zabco amps or ARC audio over Morel amps any day. Okay. I mean, there again, that's the nice thing, but there you don't have to be like, hey, if you're not on my team, you suck. If you like Zabco amps, it's cool. If you like ARC, all those are nice products.
Different people.
No better or worse than anything else. But Fernando likes to drink the red can.
Oh, I love the red can.
Some people like the other can.
The blue can?
The blue can.
Yeah.
You know what? It's okay. Plenty of love to go around.
I fight for this.
Because I got to be honest with you. I have a Zabco product right here. I got an ARC audio right here. So
yeah,
I'm good.
And we have a Morel.
And we have a Morel.
Hang on.
Thank you for being the show sponsor. Yeah, don't even bother to dig those out. Can you get to them? I don't know.
I'm gonna show.
All right.
And we have Morels in here.
Right here. It's an AB class, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more reasonably priced than the other two. So
it's a lot. It's a lot of products for everyone. So.
How do passive crossovers affect the ohm load seen by an amp? Are the speakers in parallel or series or neither? Well, it kind of depends on what the crossover configuration has to be. But ohm load in general, this is like one of those really like, how much time do you have? But the ohm load in general, the speaker constantly changes. It's not like a 4 ohm speaker isn't actually 4 ohm if you meter it. It changes and it fluctuates as the speaker moves. So the idea is that resting ohm load, and when you're using a passive crossover, the whole idea is when you're designing the passive crossover with the speakers, you design it so that you end up with the ohm load you're trying to have at that point. So sometimes you'll see capped coils and resistors installed into a passive crossover so that you keep the ohm load the way you need it. Or you're using like an 8 ohm tweeter as opposed to a 4 ohm tweeter or a 6 ohm tweeter. There's a lot of things that go into designing it, but suffice it to say, when you buy a set of speakers and on the output of, so inside of this right here, hold on, see if you can. So if you look inside of this passive crossover, this is a resistor. This right here is also a resistor. And what those are there for, and there's another resistor up inside of here, that white thing, these are all resistors. Okay, and those are put in there so that you can keep the ohm load the way it needs to be, so to maximize your output. Or also to make sure that this stays, or it gives you a nominal, like when you put your voltmeter on here, it looks like something close to 4 ohm. So that's going to fluctuate though as it moves. That's how you find your FS. It's a lot of fun.
Fly99, he dropped another $15. Thank you, man. Since I haven't purchased the amplifier for the Morels yet, what amp will you use? Since the 692S shows 140 watts RMS and the mids shows 40 watts RMS. That's where I'm getting.
Okay. RMS is a funny thing that, as you all know, yeah, okay. Honestly, I don't even know why I said honestly. This is a great amp, okay? So this is the MPS 4.400. It's reasonably priced AB class amplifier. This we've put on plenty of Morels. We've put on plenty of other speakers. It's a really nice amplifier if you're looking to do the 6x9s and those. This will run it just fine. There are plenty of smaller footprint 4-channel amps because that's big. It's a big amp because it's AB. But there's plenty of small footprint 4-channel amplifiers out there. But yeah, something with 70 watts by 4 is going to be plenty. It's going to be enough to run those as well as enough to run those. You're going to do some gain funness there to make sure everything's going. Plus, I'm assuming you're going to have some form of an external crossover so you can turn it down a little bit. But one of those is actually for running a set of those same speakers you have, the little tiny guys. So yeah, it's plenty of power. What other DSPs have mixer in them? Up mixers. So there's a couple off the top of my head though. This is the one that is probably the most reasonable if you want to get into up mixing, but you have to be building a small system. So this is the Helix DSP Mini. Most of the Helix processors do have up mixers. This is the 6-channel. This is what's in Fernando's car right now. He's been rocking this. This has a couple different configurations. You can do center, rear. I'm sorry, center, sub, front, rear, or you can do full active front, sub. You have 6 outputs essentially, and you have to figure out what you want to do with those 6 outputs. But one of the things it does have is an up mixer. It's like $500. Then of course, if you want to go full crazy, you have the new 16-channel Alpine DSP.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Sundown. We're gonna go sundown on that.
Sundown. There you go.
Yeah, that's
1337 IoT say sundown.
I'm gonna go with sundown. That's the big bad bitch on the block for sure.
All right. I have a 210s in a seal enclosure. Volume is good, but if I feel like vibration sounds pressure in the cabinet, it's missing. I have a Pacifica 2019. Should I replace them with the 12s and a Porter box first? 210s in a seal box enclosure. Volume is good, but it feels the vibration pressure in the cabinet's missing. So
well, you have a really big Pacifica.
Yes.
And you got small speakers, 10-inch, and a seal box, which is automatically limiting the range that they, well, okay, it's automatically limiting the volume they can play. The range is great because they're 10s in a sealed box. You have great range, but you don't have any peaks because it's a sealed box. It's going to be more musical. You could take the 10s out of that and go to a ported box, and you'd get a boomier sound, possibly a little bit louder. Actually, it would be a little bit louder. But they're all the way in the back, so these things are 6 feet away from you. Yeah, a 212 ported box in the back of that with appropriate power would definitely sound a lot boomier and fill the cab better. An example of this in real life would be when you look at like a Chevy Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
The Chevy Tahoe originally had an 8-inch in the back corner. It sucked. They've moved that up into the center console and they went to a 6.5. Now there is bass, and I mean, granted, it still sucks, but the reason they did that is because it's so far away from your head, and that's the problem with the Pacifica. If you had a way to move those 10-inch subwoofers more forward in the car, you'd hear them better, and it would probably fill where you're sitting. But right now, they have to be over there. And
I like watermelon center. Robert McHoy.
Watermelon center?
Yes. He says center, center. Oh.
Yeah. That Alpine 16 channel looks like an audiophile beast. It is. And actually, it was funny because Jeff Smith was up today, and I had someone call me with a question on like what you would do with 16 channels, and we had to play the fill the 16 channel game. And it's actually not that hard to figure out how to fill 16 channels.
Yeah.
I have a buddy installed that CCA wire in his wife's car. Was it? Why did you move that?
No, I didn't move it. They came on.
I'm concerned. How do I talk him into OFC without hurting his feelings? I know who he's talking about. He's talking about Hi-Fi Vega.
I have a buddy that's CCA wire.
Just be brutally honest with people. Everyone else is. There's no reason to not be. Oh, wow. Jeez, time flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Fang of Truth. Yeah.
Oh, wow, 30 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. So
go
this
ahead.
is cool. How do you reset the Maestro RR?
How do you reset a Maestro R?
Yes.
You go into, depending on the radio, it's usually in the AV settings. So as a source, not as it's not in the main menu. It's typically in the AV settings. So once you get to the RR module, usually it says OE settings or factory settings, and it says Maestro settings. You select the Maestro settings, it'll take you to the next menu, and in that menu it'll give you Reset Maestro, and you just click it, and then it'll reset it'll reboot it. So like in a Mustang, where the mice, or anything where the air conditioning controls go through it. If sometimes, like if you jump the car or you take it to get it serviced, it'll kick the air conditioning out. So if you just reset it and resync it to the car, you're good to go. Yay.
5-star car stereos on the trade shows having been canceled. What's a good way to find out what's
new from Alpine? So Alpine does have a YouTube channel, and you can find out they do videos. They do videos there. Also, just pay attention to us. We're going to pay attention to them, and in the news show,
which is that was my next thing.
Yeah, so we do a news show on the other channel, Car Stereo Talk with Dean and Fernando.
Car Stereo Clips.
Yes.
With Dean and Fernando.
What's the name of the
here
show?
On YouTube. Car Stereo Clips.
No, I know that's
High Level Talk.
I was gonna say
that's what it goes. High Level Talk 12 News. This one, it's every Friday at 9 a.m. Sometimes kind of go late because we gotta wait for the coffee and
no, it doesn't. It goes from 9 to 9:30.
Yes.
It's a half-hour show, and the whole purpose of the show is to fill you guys in on what's going on with the 12-volt world.
So check the last 2 shows. We've
done 4.
We done 4. Okay, I'm just and check because we talk about the Alpine.
I mean, you barely made it to this show this week. So either way, the whole idea, to answer the question, to make it simple, is that yes, it is going to be difficult. However, we're going to stay on top of it, and we're going to report in as much as we can. Plus, also, we're going to be reporting as much of it as we can. If you caught the show this week where we had Seth Hosted on from JVC Kenwood Corp, and we got to play at the 10-inch radio, the whole idea is that hopefully we'll be doing more stuff like that. Not necessarily he lives here in Florida, but we might be having products and stuff like that we can get our hands on and show you and tell you and do all that fun stuff. So we're trying our best to work with these manufacturers to get stuff so that, yes, because there are no trade shows, and we've reached out to all of them to ask, hey, we've offered them free show time to like a whole hour to whatever you want us to talk about, whatever else you want to show. Do we need to do a webinar? What do you want us to do to bring you guys all this content? Now, whether or not they go through with that, all we can do is provide them with the ability to do it. It's up to them. So between now and January, that's usually the trade show time. So October, and then CES is going to be the second week of January. So October to January is where you're going to start seeing a lot of the stuff that is going to be coming out. I can tell you that Alpine will be having new stuff come out because now they're fully moved to Michigan, and it's going to be a full year. So, although it's going to be weird because of COVID.
Hey, what's up, Justin Murphy?
What's
hey,
up,
Mom. All right, let's see. Where did the 5 minutes with 5-star go?
On YouTube? So the 5 minutes and 5-star YouTube show was the recap of the Instagram, but then Instagram changed and went to Instagram TV, so what was happening is all those would get deleted. At the end of the day, they get deleted, but now they have Instagram TV, so everything goes to Instagram TV and it just stays there. The show was only supposed to be temporary on YouTube, so now that they have Instagram TV, we've just stopped putting it on YouTube because everyone was bitching about it anyways because the aspect ratio was off and all this other crap. So
you guys hate it.
It just stays over there. So if you don't have Instagram, just download Instagram and watch YouTube TV. I mean Instagram TV. It's kind of fun. Plus, you don't have to wait till the end of the week. Helix Ultra for the win, for sure.
All right. There is a Kicker Factory sub box that I'm interested. However, the sub doesn't have the envelope that I want. Can the driver be changed for the identical sub that gets me the envelope that I want?
Yes. Yeah, so, and most of the time, I'm surprised that they don't do that. Most of the time, they make them in both envelopes, so it's kind of weird that they're not. But if they don't, then yes. So, like, if you look at, like, a Comp RT downfiring box and, like, they just make it in 2 ohm, that's going to be the dual 1. Mm-hmm. If you need it in 4 ohms, so you can have the dual 2. If you buy a Comp RT, swap them out. We do it all the time. Mm-hmm. We do it all the time. So, yeah, it works the same. There is no difference.
All right. How do you feel about all these, they call chucheros, but it's like all loudspeakers, 20, 30,000 speakers. How do you feel about that?
I think if you're interested in that, you're probably watching the guys over on Everyday Audio.
Yeah,
That's kind of like their specialty.
yeah.
I
mean, Instagram
I watch
is
that.
full
and
of that.
That's where I go to learn about it. Is I go over to watch those guys because it's like that's their thing, man. They're all up in that. But for me, it's not my thing. It's not my bag. I don't need 5,000 speakers in the door. I've talked about.
And
it
I
before.
start doing that, like just
Yeah.
putting many speakers as the most as you can. Actually, one of the guys that I know came here and is like, "Hey, I want this."
All right. So, anyways, anyone have any knowledge about the new Kenwood loaded 12-inch enclosures, Fernando?
Yes, they awesome.
We got to get those on the show.
Yes.
You know what?
And they
If I
sound
remember,
really good.
we'll bring one on Monday and show you guys what we're talking about.
Totally.
So they have a new box, and it's really cool because it's a 212 it's 212s or
Ported.
112 ported, and it's designed to be either a down-firing bigger box or a back-firing or front-firing box. It's got and I can tell you right now, we've heard it, and it frickin' pounds. We heard the red stripe version of it on a Rockford. Was it the 750.1? I think it was on a Rockford 750.1.
Yes, correct.
Bill brought one by and was like, I want you guys to hear it. And then Sajeki kind of blew. He wanted us to guess and try to figure out what it was. But yes, it sounds, they are nice.
Yeah.
Better than the P3 loaded. It's a different sound. It's a different sound.
Yeah.
You know, because the P3 loaded is big and fat. And it was funny because we actually had this debate while they were here because Sajeki thinks it sounds
better
than the P3 loaded.
It sounds.
And the reason why he says, and all right, to preface that, Sajeki is a sub snob. Okay, he has built more boxes for his T1 subwoofer than any 5 people I know. Okay,
Yes.
he literally has a warehouse full of 110, 112 boxes, and he's very meticulously picky about his sub bass
on the frequency and the cubic feet and everything.
When he says, I like this over a P3,
I mean, yes.
I'm going to go with him on that because he's clearly hearing something I'm not.
Totally. I agree.
Yeah, so take that for what it is. I'm still a big fan of the P3.
And but to go to the question, we're going to have that subwoofer box on Monday's show so you guys can see it. If you know, whatever. Somebody's gonna be fired if you're not.
Can it be me? Can it be me, please?
No. I want to be fired.
No, forget that.
Can I
hold on.
Rich, hang on. Rich Y, thank you so much for the $20, man. He said great content. Thank you for supporting the show.
You're saying really loud a lot tonight, by the way. You kind of scared me.
I'm gonna hate it. When
All right, 06 F250. With an aftermarket 3D camera system, I'm considering the floating Kenwood screen. Will I be able to plug the camera system into the V input? I think the regular camera input is a D input. All right, what are we talking? V input? I think the regular camera puts out D video. So on the back of the Kenwood screen, it has a regular RCA input. And that's it. So if you have a camera system that has a regular style coax camera output, you can plug it into the Kenwood. When we were talking about the camera systems, there's a high-res system or camera that you can buy from Kenwood that is, Seth was spitting out all these numbers when he was talking about it. That camera is only designed to work with that radio, and he specifically said that other high-res cameras will not work. Even if they are the same codecs, you could probably have issues. So that's just for that side of things. And you tell it you're going to be running those. So in the program, you say, I'm going to be running this camera, and it switches. But right out of the box, it's designed to just work with a standard coax-style system. It also does have 4 camera inputs that you can switch through. So you really don't need another box, unless you're doing like DVR stuff, which in that case, go for it. But you can have a lot of fun.
Alpine 8-channel DSP amp really rocks. Yes, really nice. Currently running a Kenwood DMX 7704S and the Exelon X8015, the amplifier, from front, rears, and the subwoofer. Upgrading the coaxials to the 7-inch Excellence 2-way. It is worth bridging channels for this and running rears
from the deck. No, you're not going to really benefit from it much. The power that amplifier puts out. I mean, if you're just trying to get louder.
So you don't use fronts for the tweeters, rears for the mid bass.
He's talking. No, he's talking about going. He's talking about taking the amplifier and bridging it to a 3-channel amplifier. So going to components and bridging it to get 120 watts or 150 watts out of it. So 1 and 2 on driver, 3 and 4 on passenger, and then using deck power to power his rear speakers.
I would totally power the rear speakers from the deck, but I would go
I would never do
front.
Why would you do that? You're talking about doing front active. He doesn't have a DSP. Slow it back. He's got a radio that's going to clip at 28. So you got to turn the gain up on the amplifier. All right, so now we got to overload the gain on the amplifier. So now you're going to have floor noise coming in, or not, and just those speakers don't need 200 or 150 watts.
Okay.
Okay, they're Exelon 7-inch. They have a high efficiency rating.
Yeah.
That power that amplifier has is going to drive those things perfectly fine without going all crazy on it. If you put a set of components up front, if you're going to put another amplifier in the back so that you can gain match properly, wonderful. Or you're going to have to go into and turn the rears, because you're going to have to turn the volume of the rears all the way down, so that you use your level control through the EQ on that to turn those down so that they don't clip. And then what's the point?
Okay.
I mean, he can't go active. There's no crossover to go active. You can't buy amp those. So what were you going to do?
You can go crossover.
You can't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a DSP.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down, Mr. Excitement. I want to go full active on everything.
Yeah,
that's
true. Yeah.
If he got a DSP. So reality is what he should do is go into a DSR1, take the 5-channel amplifier, go 1 and 2 on the tweeters, 3 and 4 on the mid-range, get another small amplifier to power the rear speakers, or just delete the rear speakers altogether.
I don't have rear speakers, so I don't care. So
yeah.
And
that's what it's like working here, guys.
Oh, man.
This is the debates we have when you guys aren't watching the shows. We gotta he gets all excited. I'm like, reel it back in.
All right. Let me see. I got another one right here.
Okay.
Just trying to find something. I'm gonna go.
All right, you find some.
Steve, thank you for the $4.99, man.
Can I leave time correction off on my IQ 1005 and time correction off? Can I leave time correction? Hold on. Whoa, that. Where did it go? Can I leave the time correction off on my Kicker Q Class 1005 and time correction off on my Kenwood 996? I mean, yes. You don't have to turn on time correction on anything. Time correction is just an option that you can use or not use. Yeah. It's there to be played with. If you don't like it, then definitely don't use it.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing about the Q Class 1005 is you don't even have to use the EQ if you don't want to. You can just use it as a standard 5-channel amplifier.
Yeah.
Is it possible to run that DSP after a line output converter, the line output converter, and the 6-channel DS18? Or just buy better stuff? I'm going to go with that, Chris. DS, that Dayton is a piece of poop.
I think Chris was asking about the Mealy amplifiers, the series. And they are really nice amplifiers.
They're way better than those two products.
I know, man, but I go so... let's go active, tweeters in front, mid bass, forget about the rears, and everybody good to go.
How do you guys educate customers on max power versus RMS? Simple. I never talk about it. The problem is that once if you're going to go to the salesman side of this as opposed to the installer, this relationship we have, there's a whole different dichotomy that's going to happen between you and I as a salesman to you, a consumer. As a consumer, you come in and I look at you and I don't really care what you know because you're going to know something. That's why you're here. And I'm going to ask you a couple key questions like what kind of phone do you have? What kind of music do you listen to? What source do you particularly listen to? We have to go through that whole rhetoric first to figure out where is your music coming from and how do you use it. Next, we go out and we look at your car. Sometimes we'll sit in your car and we'll play your car. And I'm doing that because I want to see what radio station is on because I asked you what kind of music you listen to and then you told me everything and we go out and you're listening to country. So then chances are good you listen to more country and everything is not necessarily everything, but it could be. So once we've gone through all that, then we come in and we now know what kind of music you listen to and we know what kind of source you're going to be playing. Then we talk about speakers. Okay, I also, when I sat in your car and listened to your music, I heard how you played your tweeters. Do you have your treble all the way up? Do you have your treble kind of down? Where do you like to listen to it? We're going to talk about tweeters, meaning are we going to have a hard dome tweeter or are we going to have a soft dome tweeter? Nowhere in this conversation do we ever talk about power or max power on your speakers because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the sense that you're going to end up with what works for you. Now, if you're the guy that comes in and wants to buy a set of 6.5s and you go, hey man, I want to get a set of 6.5s for my car. And I go, okay, what are you going to power them with? I got my factory radio. I walk in the back, I pull out a set of, let's say, Pioneers, Exelons, or some Alpines, or some CS kickers, and I go, here you go. And then you're going to take that box and you're going to go, oh, peak power here says 90 watts. Oh, you know, you got something that's 120? I'm going to go, no. And I'm just going to turn around and walk away. Because at that point, I don't want to be a sales guy anymore. I just don't even want to talk to you. Because you're getting super excited about max power versus RMS and all these silly things that don't matter. You got an 18-watt deck. You got a 6.5 you're trying to put in there. We just want to team those things up. That's where that 30 years of experience and putting speakers in cars and listening to everything we sell kind of comes into play. And I go, what are you trying to do? Are you going to amp it at some point? I'll ask that question. And if you say yes, well then I might find you a speaker that's going to work well with both amplifiers and or deck power, meaning that the efficiency is maybe not as good or as high as something else. So, like if you come in and you're only going to be running 25 watts forever and ever, maybe a set of DCs would be a good idea. The Hertz DCs, because those work really well off of low power. They're super efficient and they get loud really quick. Max power really doesn't matter now, does it? Max power really and RMS are just BS things that people put on boxes to make people feel good about their purchases. I can't tell you how many guys I had come in and go, hey, you got some 200 watt 6x9s? Yeah, what are you going to run them on? The radio. You know you're not going to have 200 watts. Why not? Box is 200 watts.
Okay.
Is that how it works?
All right.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
Yes.
Not sorry.
Hang on. Where is it? Squirrel.
This is so tender.
All right. Quibble 981. He dropped $5. Thank you. Then,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on the Kenwood's reasons for not including the digital toslink or the coax in their flagship head units?
I think the reasons are perfectly sound. So the question, to recap it, is like,
Why?
this new badass radio that Kenwood came out with, super expensive and just sounds phenomenal and all those fun things. Why doesn't it have a Toshlink output? Doesn't make sense, right? Well, first off, the reason is simple. Kenwood has actually put Toshlink outputs and digital outputs in the radios before. They didn't sell. The problem was they were ahead of their time. And Alpine has done it, and Clarion has done it, and Eclipse has done it, and Sony has done it, and nobody used them. So let's fast forward to today, the time we're at right now. Who is going to use that? Now, on this show, we talk a lot about DSP. Because DSP, in my mind, is the future of car audio. If you don't have a DSP, you should be thinking about getting one. Let's look at DSPs, though. All right, what DSPs do all of them have Toshlinks? There's a lot of talk about Dayton. As we know, I can't stand the Dayton because it's a piece of crap. Doesn't have Toshlink. DSR1, right here. It has a digital input, which would be cool if that had a digital output. It's a digital output input over coax, which is kind of nice because you can still get a digital into it. A lot of people don't use DSP. A lot of the DSP amps don't have Toshlink input.
Yes.
When you're looking at an amplifier, let's say like a Forza, it's a $1,000 amplifier with a Toshlink input in it, okay? You know, Kenwood doesn't make anything other than, so look at, okay, let's dial it back one more time. Wow, we're going deep. They make the DSP 6.600, which is their DSP amplifier. It was a flop. It tanked. It didn't do great at all. It's a great amplifier, decent software, good amount of power, just didn't sell well because it was a one-trick pony and most people didn't get the trick. Okay? So they have nothing else in their line that needs a Toshlink input or a digital input at all. So they don't really care about other manufacturers in the sense that, yeah, we get it, we're making radios, but we also make all these amplifiers, we make all these speakers, we make all this other stuff, and none of our stuff is going to interact with this Toshlink output. So essentially what we're doing is we're putting something on the back of our radio that's going to go to a third party. Why would we do that? Oh, because our consumers are asking for it, but how many of our consumers? 2%? 1%? Probably. So we're supposed to add another $120 onto the price of the radio so that we can appease that 1 or 2%? No, they're not going to do it. I mean, we had to kick back and, like, everyone had to yell and scream to get HDMI back on the radio, and we're finally got that, and that only took 4 years. So, now, I'm with you on this one. I wish they would just do it because it makes no sense to me, but in this case, I had to play the devil's advocate of Kenwood going, there's no reason for us to do this because we're not going to get anything out of it.
All right, Robbie, yes. We reviewed the Dane DSP.
It's bad. It's crap.
I put it in my car. It's you guys. Like, if you're gonna buy it, it's only you. But I don't like it. It has so much noise. The RC, it was making a horrible noise. I hate it. You know,
such a strong word.
I'm sorry. I hate it. But if you like it,
peace and love,
perfectly
bro.
fine.
Peace and love.
But for me, that was nah. I was like, just there you go. This is your DSP that you bought for whatever. I don't want it.
If you're stuck with the factory radio, DSP is a must. Yes, and that's the nice thing because, you know, now we're getting into integrating with the factory radios, and when we do that, Toshlink is back to on the table, and we can interface into it. The other thing you got to keep in mind about Toshlink too is Toshlink is only 2-channel, which means when integrating into a factory stereo, all your sensors and stuff go to 2-channel as well. So the cool things that have sensors that do all this, those go bye-bye. Some people don't like that.
Mega Clean Cap, he dropped $10. Thank you. 2020 Jaguar F-Type. Can you do an active setup for me using a small amplifier? About 1.5 hours north of you in Crystal River. You gotta call Paul.
Yeah, we have to call and talk about.
And for that type of car, it's 2020. You have to drive here so you can actually talk to Dean, go with all these setups. Oh, just call Paul, and you guys can go through that setup. What do you guys need and everything, and then go from there.
Hold on, I saw one that I liked. That was DSR is a killer DSR is killer DSP price and performance. It is. I mean, the DSR one is only $280. That thing right there.
Somebody asked a question. How do you know when to replace the front battery? I only have a 1,000-watt amplifier.
So it depends on what kind of battery it is, but typically here in Florida, you try to replace your battery every 2.5 to 3 years. If you're a guy that plays your stereo balls to the wall all day long, then you're probably going to want to replace it in a year to 18 months. It also comes down to how many times the battery's actually gone dead and you've had to jump it. So this is considering that you've never killed your battery, then those time frames work good. However, if you've killed your battery more than twice and you have a stereo, you probably need to go from that year to 18 months replacing it just because it's not going to live long. That's it. It also depends on, like I said, what type of battery it is. You know, the better batteries tend to last a lot longer. I mean, I got 5 years on my battery last time. I've had 2 batteries in my car. It works phenomenal.
Kemi Kid, $4.99. Thank you. I have a 2019 Ram non-amplified installing an Ampro with the 5-channel amplifier. Sometimes when I hit the bump, the music cuts out. All my connections. Recheck it? Recheck all my connections.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was reading Duo 315, his prediction about 5G. And
I'm totally a stereo, man. Just don't say nothing.
Yeah. No, I like that. You're probably right. I hope so.
What?
This, when he's talking about 5G comes out, we get lossless on everything. Everyone realizes how crappy their stereo sounds, and we get a resurgence, and awesome. I think, to piggyback on that, I think when you're going to see a resurgence in sound quality is when Apple goes to high-res audio. So when Apple Music turns into high-res audio as opposed to what it is now, and I think there again, I think Apple's just waiting for something like 5G so that they can, because they're 100% control of their situation. If it's not perfect, they don't want to deal with it, because what's the point of streaming high-res music if it's glitchy? So with 5G, you won't be glitchy.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're going to see.
That's right. All right. I have a 2019 RAM non-amplified. Install an amp pro with the 5-channel amplifier. Sometimes when I hit the bump,
okay, hit a bump.
When I hit a bump, the music gets out. Recheck all my connections.
Rechecking all your connections is probably not what you need to do. You probably need to get in there with a digital multimeter and see what the heck is going on.
Maybe your ground is loose.
Well, there's a lot of things that could go. As you know, there's a lot of things that could be wrong. If you take a digital multimeter, put it on voltage and connect it to the amplifier. The other thing too is you have to find out what is actually happening. Is the power light going out? So throw somebody in the car, hit a couple bumps, and see what the amp is doing. Is the power light cutting off? If you see the power light cutting off, then you know it's got something to do with input voltage. Yeah. If the power light is staying on, then it might have something to do with a speaker. Maybe a speaker's shorting out. You might have a speaker loose in a door, and it's tapping metal, and it's causing a short, and the amplifier's turning off and then turning back on. You have to get in there, investigate, and have it do it with eyes on it. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Yay.
All
All right, that takes us to the end of the show.
Yeah, just one more.
Why? Really? One more?
No, let's go to
I was going to say...
let's go to the thing, because
Where are you going there?
I'm excited. Just stay over here all
right,
night.
You want to stay here all night? All right, guys, that brings us to the end of the show, which means we're going to talk about our show sponsors. This week is Morel. So head over to morelhifi.com and check out some really cool products. Also, watch their video that they just put out. And here in the store right now, we're looking at the new Carbon Elates. These are new sexy. This is the Carbon Elate Pro. Back up there you go. So we're gonna be playing these for you here soon. You saw that giant voice coil.
Yeah.
I'm hanging. This is the new 3-inch. Yeah, it's the new little speaker. You're having a good time with that.
Oh, yes, it's nice.
Also, show sponsor is iData. We'd like to thank them with their new AR, which allows you, well, it's not new, but new products coming out like the FO2 and the GM3 that are allowing you to do easier installs into your car as far as adding in aftermarket amplifiers, and of course audio control, making good sound great.
Yes,
we love audio control.
Yes,
we love all these companies.
Dude, man, this is awesome.
Oh, the giant crossover. Look at that.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, Jeff was in today admiring those. They're so pretty.
It is so nice.
So nice. Also.
All right, change it.
I'm working on it. Not that one. This one. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools we use. That's right. Everything we use is on DNF Tool Drawer. If you want to find even the camera stuff that Fernando's playing with, but all the other stuff, crimpers, connectors, and even some oddball installation stuff, just scroll down here, click on it, and you can find it all there. As we said, teespring/store/5star is the place you can go to find apparel. Winter is coming. We're going to make some new hoodies here in the next couple weeks, so that ought to be nice. And of course, if you want to vote for us for installer, trusted tech, whatever, head over to meindustry.awards.com, select voting. If you're industry, vote here. If you're consumer, vote there. And that's it. That's all it is. It's Saturday night, guys. Saturday night, you know what that means. It means it's Saturday night. You're going to do cool stuff. Tomorrow's football.
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
You got to get ready for football tomorrow, right? Who's not excited about that? This guy. I don't care. I don't really care about football. But I'm going to watch it because here we got the Bucks, which means we get that new quarterback, right? Who would have thought?
What quarterback? Do you guys have a new quarterback?
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I know, right? That's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't want to see that? I mean, let's be honest. Even
Probably
if you're not
everybody
a Bucks
wanna see
fan,
that,
who
how
doesn't
he
want to
plays.
see this guy play for that team? I mean, I think he'll be on injured reserve by the second game. But anyways, that's it. That's fun. That's what we got going on
All right, guys.
here.
So don't forget, Monday, 6:30, Facebook,
Shame
Clean
shows.
Wire Club.
Oh yeah, clean. Yes.
Don't forget, guys, if you guys want to post any pictures on the Clean Wire, lately, I'm going to go and type something in there, but lately you guys put like 90 pictures, like a whole album. I don't want 97 pictures of the
No one's
whole
gonna
setup.
look at them.
I just want 3-4 pictures, maximum 5 of nice wiring. That's it. I don't want 97 pictures of the whole boat or the whole car. That's it.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Boxing is better. Fernando would agree with that. He likes boxing. He's a big boxing
I
fan.
love boxing.
I like running, so there's
Boxing's
no
better.
TV. I could not imagine watching people run on TV. That's almost as bad as
I
watching
like
people
sports. I
fight
like
on
everything.
TV.
Baseball.
Spade new to your pets, exactly. Or Uber and Lyft if you're gonna go out tonight and have some fun with your mask on.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, hanging out at the bar, eating French fries, drinking beer, because you gotta have food when you're drinking now, because that's the only way we can serve alcohol, I guess. I don't know, I don't drink,
Yeah.
so whatever. But if you are gonna go out, make sure that you get a safe ride home, so that one, you can watch football tomorrow, where you can sit at home and drink. That sounds like way more fun. And two, you could be here on Monday. And of course, make sure you head over to Instagram. Check out Instagram TV, the 5-star channel there, where you can catch up on all the 5 minutes with 5 stars. I will apologize, this week was kind of thin. It was a hectic week for us. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Coming back with missing Monday and just coming in and having to make up for everything. It was really crazy this week for sure.
Yep.
But yeah. That's it. That's all we got. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
That's right.
Dean, how did you manage your running with the whole shutdown? I ran. I run in a subdivision. I don't go to a gym.
Even
so
when it's raining.
there's no one around. Yeah, I ran in the rain the other day.
Mm.
I'll be running in the rain tonight because there's no lightning, which means I'll be running in the rain.
How would you want to run? I run only when the cops are behind me.
The other thing too is like if there is someone, because there's a lot of people walking, that was really weird, is I'd just go to the other side of the street. I would social distance myself from the people that, if there was anybody. But yeah, I'm not running with a mask on. That's like just dumb. I can barely run with lungs, so it's impossible. But
All right, guys.
that's it. Boring Life of Dean and Haley, definitely. You guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye.